So we took care of our, we need to do a pledge of allegiance, please. We have the flag. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, roll call, please.
Board Member Oro?
Here.
Board Member Washington?
Here.
Board Member Joseph?
Here.
Vice Chair Abudamos?
Here.
Chairman Garcia?
Here. Thank you all. Report on closed session, confirmation, reportable action. Ross?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, you convened in open session at 7:05 p.m., adjourned into closed session to address the matters agendized for closed session's consideration. I will do a written report upon return from closed session with respect to closed session item number 1. Closed session item number 2 can be reported upon in conjunction with business item number 7. So that would conclude the report unless there are questions.
Any questions from the board members? Seeing none, hearing none. Thank you, Ms. Ross. We'll move on in our agenda. Have any public comment for items on the agenda this evening?
No, Chair.
We'll close public comment then. We'll move on to agenda changes. So need for board members to review consent items. I'll accept the motion for the consent calendar.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Board Member Joseph?
Yes.
Board Member Oro?
Yes.
Board Member Washington?
Yes.
Vice Chair Abudamos?
Yes.
And Chair Garcia?
Yes. Thank you, board. We'll move now on to our business item number 6, dealing with teleconference, teleconference video conference or in-person meetings or legislative bodies of the American Canyon Fire Protection District for the period of April 1, 2022 through April 30, 2022, pursuant to Brown Act provisions. Any need for a conversation on this, board members?
I have a comment on this, Mr. Mayor.
Sure, go ahead.
On the city side, I think we just include that in consent. So it might be more efficient to include it in consent here too, moving forward.
If I may, Chair.
Go ahead, Ms. Ross.
There was some concern about whether you wanted to have virtual meetings alone with respect to the fire district, given where the fire chief is for the next month. That's why I put it on business to see if you actually want to parallel the city. So just as a conscious review rather than being on consent. So that's the reason why I put it on business.
Works for me. Okay. Is there a for discussion or accept the motion for approving this?
I understand Curtis reached out to you for some help on these.
Any public comment on this matter?
No.
Okay, and I'll close public comment on this matter and return to the board.
I'll make a motion that we approve the teleconference, video conferencing, at least for now.
Okay.
I'll second if that's the proper way to move it.
Sorry.
There's a resolution next in order that would confirm that.
Yeah, I'll make the motion to adopt resolution number 2022-06, a resolution of the American Canyon Fire Protection District proclaiming a local emergency exists, ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency by Governor Newsom on March 4th, 2020, and authorizing in-person and remote teleconference meetings of legislative bodies
the American Canyon Fire Protection District for the period of April 1, 2022 through April 30th, 2022, pursuant to Brown Act provisions.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Motion second, roll call, please.
Get away from you, Mark.
Board Member Joseph,
Yes.
Board Member Oro,
Yes.
Board Member Washington,
Yes.
Vice Chair Abudamos,
Yes.
Chairman Garcia.
Yes, thank you, board. Moving on to our next business item, item number 7, Fire Chief Employment Agreement.
So I believe the board took action in closed session with respect to provision 5.1 of the employment agreement with respect to Chief Cahill. So whatever the action of the board was at that time can be reconfirmed now in your evaluation of the proposed employment agreement. I would just note that it's meant to also coincide with the change in the PERS regulations with respect to annuitant retirees of CalPERS and their ability to be employed by local agencies. So the agreement also references those statuses of the employee, Chief Cahill.
Our agreement was to continue Chief Cahill with the 960 requirement from CalPERS. Objective trying to reach the end of the calendar year with that. But it's to begin its, I believe the date is April 30, is that correct?
The agreement
April 1st.
before you would reflect whatever compensation amount you determine on an hourly basis. And
Yes.
there is an existing contract that goes to the balance of this fiscal year. The agreement before you would commence July 1, 2022, consistent with the CalPERS regulations.
Very good, thank you. And the board agreed to a salary of $108 an hour.
I believe it was $108.17.
Well, actually, as we moved it forward, was $108 for his request.
Sorry, I thought it was the 17 cents.
That was on the chart, yes.
So if that was the action, then the appropriate action of the board would be for a motion to approve the fire chief employment agreement between the district and Michael Cahill effective July 1, 2022, with the indication that the compensation provision section 5.1 would be $108 per hour.
Mr. Ross, this is a public comment. Before you make that motion, do we have to open it up to public comment?
You're going to make the motion and then open it up for public comment, yes?
Can I make one other clarification? We talked about 108 or 108.17 per hour, but effective January 1, 2022. So
Thank you.
how the contract needs to reference the effective
Right.
date.
And it was 108.
Okay.
We captured.
I will modify the agreement effective with that correction.
Okay, very good. So Director Oral, you made a motion to that effect?
No, I asked a question, but I'll make a motion to that effect as stated and amended, stated by Mr. Ross and amended by him to go from January 1st, 2022.
I'll second that.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Board Member Joseph,
Yes.
Board Member Oro,
Yes.
Board Member Washington,
Yes.
Vice Chair Abudamos,
Yes.
Chairman Garcia.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Do we have to do public comment, Leon, just as a formality?
Public comment, please.
No public comment.
Okay, sorry, bit out of order there. All right. Now on to chair board member comments and future agenda items. Anything for the board to discuss? Future agenda? Seeing none, hearing none?
Well, I think I brought this up at last week. It would be good to have a discussion about the fire tax in a future agenda. But I already raised that last week, so I'm just raising
Well, then
it.
why don't we make sure we get it on for the next meeting?
It'll be on the April board meeting agenda.
Yes. Okay. Anything further? Well, then, thank you all, board members. We have a business for the evening. We are now adjourned.
Thank you all.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.